Hey folks, how's it going? It's me, Chef Charlie, and today I'm doing something simple. I'm doing an egg frittata. You're watching Cooking with the Smiths. Stay tuned. Okay, so the ingredients we're using today is French bread. I have some Gouda and paired chicken sausage, some mixed vegetables, some peppers, onions, mushrooms, and of course eggs. Let's get this thing started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to put some olive oil in my skillet. Put some olive oil in my skillet here. Into that olive oil, I have some herbs already infused in it. I'm just going to add a little butter. A little grapeseed oil to that. A lot of times I use butter, but today I'm using some grapeseed oil. This pan is already hot. As a matter of fact, let me grab my little handle holder here. So my skillet's already hot. I've had it preheating for a bit now. In a minute, you're probably going to hear the beep, beep, beep when the oven gets up to temp, but that's okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my mushrooms. Go ahead and put the mushrooms in here. I noticed in past videos that I've done, using the metal utensils gets kind of loud on camera, so I'm going to go ahead and just use my wooden spoon today. So all I'm going to do with this is just kind of get a little color on these mushrooms, kind of brown them a little bit. While I'm doing that, while it's working, I'm going to go ahead and get my seasonings out, get them ready to go, because I forgot to do that before. It'll only take a minute. And because this is going to be it's not going to be a quick saute for everything to be done, I'm going to go ahead and put the onions in. That way, I don't overcook the mushrooms. I don't want them to be complete mush by the time I'm done. I'll go ahead and put the peppers in too. I'll sweat these down just a little bit. Cut all the way through. That's all right. It's always nice to have a little color when you're working with different vegetables. Now, a lot of people think that cilantro has a soapy type taste to it, but I like cilantro. We like cilantro in this house. So I'm going to toss in some cilantro. And all I do, I buy a bunch of it. Like I buy it in a bunch, and I just break it up. Depending on what I'm making. If I'm doing tacos, I'll go ahead and take those and take that cilantro and slice it. But if I'm just going to add it in a skillet like this, I just break it up, put it in there. It's already starting to smell good in here. Just take that and mix it together. Now that there's a little color, and those onions are starting to sweat down a little bit, I'll go ahead and add my mixed vegetables. And this is a bag of frozen vegetables here. Everything else is fresh, but they're flash frozen when they're fresh. So I just get those sometimes and just put them in here. And what I did, I just put that in the microwave for about a minute, just to take that hard freeze off of them. They're still kind of frozen a little bit, but they're not. It won't take as long to cook these now that I thawed them just a little bit in the microwave. So at this point, as always, I'm going to add a little adobo. You season to taste how you like. A little black pepper. My wife always tells me I use too much pepper. I like spice. Kids aren't here today, it's just me and her, so I can add a little more pepper. Get this out of the way. Turn my heat up some. Alright, so I'm just going to let that do its thing for a couple minutes. You may hear a little bagpipe music in the background here. Well, my wife and I went to the Carolina Renaissance Festival a few months back, and there's this band called The Crack. They go The Crack Show, The Crack, C-R-A-I-C, The Crack Show. So if you hear some bagpipe music, something like that in the background, that's what you're listening to. Correction, that's what I'm listening to. Now I'll go ahead and add that Gouda and pear chicken sausage. We own and operate a hot dog cart, and one of the sausages we use is we serve is a Gouda and pear chicken sausage. People tend to really like it, so I figured I'm going to add it to this today. Just check it out in a frittata and see what it's like. It's a really good sausage. Now I'm going to add a little Tony Cacheres. I like to call it Tony's. Add a little Tony's to this. Creole seasoning. I know there's one hot sauce out there. There's an old lady on a commercial that says she put this stuff on everything. Well, other than adobo, I put this stuff on everything. And while this is working, I'm just going to get my eggs ready now. My oven is already preheated to 350 degrees. Alright, so now comes the twist. I'm using a little mascarpone. I'm going to just take a few dabs of that, a few dollops as you call it. Put that in here. Well, come on, there we go. Put a few dollops of that in here. And this is something I'm trying for the first time today, so I don't know how it's going to come up. It's going to come out. Hey, I like to experiment with food. I like to try different things. So, there we go. Put a little mascarpone in there. Mascarpone is one of those versatile things. You can use it for sweet or savory dishes. So make it nice and creamy. Now, as you can see, it's starting to stick in a few places here. Now, because this is going to go in the oven, and I want to flip it out onto a plate, maybe I shouldn't have put that mascarpone in here. But hey, guess what? You live, you learn, you experiment, and you figure it out. So, to try to circumvent that, or try to make it a little easier for this to come out of the pan later, I'm going to go ahead and add a little more oil. Slide that around here. Put a little olive oil on this side of the skillet. Then push everything back over here. Then put a little more oil on this side of the skillet. Oops, it went a little heavy. That's alright, it's okay. Then I'll take everything and just kind of move it around. Alright, now I go in with my eggs. And making frittata is easy. As you can see, this is really all it is to it. From now on, it's just a matter of putting it in the oven. I like to kind of just mix it up just a little bit. Make sure everything is good and incorporated. Then from here, I'll put this in the oven. I don't time anything. I put it in the oven until it's done. When it comes out, I'll put cheese on the top. Put it in just to kind of melt the cheese on the top of it. Maybe put it on the broiler for a few seconds. Just kind of brown that cheese a little bit. And it's ready to go. So, frittata in the oven. Burner off. And I'll see you in a few. Okay, whenever I make a frittata, I like to have some good French bread to go with it. So what I like to do is take this and slice it on the bites like this. Alright, that's good for now. And then the rest can be saved for another meal. I'll just take this, I'll butter it, put some herbs on it, put that in the skillet. I'll put it in the skillet and toast it up on both sides. Get it nice and good. And we'll be ready for it. Alright. Alright, so as you can see here, I have a mixture of olive oil and herbs. The same thing you saw me cook the eggs with. So all I'm going to do, cook the vegetables with. All I'm going to do here is just take this and just kind of brush it on here. And I'll put it on one side. Then once I get this on the grill pan, I'll brush the other side. I don't mind some oil dropping on my wooden cutting board here, but I don't want to slap it on there. So I'll add a little bit more of this. That way I can do the other side. And I'll see you right back over at the grill pan. Okay. Now all I'm going to do is take these and put them on. This is one of those times I wish I had a gas stove. Actually, I always wish I had a gas stove, but especially in times when I'm using my grill pan, because I have a big eye right here and a small eye here, and those are the two hot spots for this thing. In the middle, you can you get some heat. But you see, I can touch it. I can't keep my hand there long, but I can touch it. Well, right here where that eye is and where this eye here, I wouldn't dare put my hand on it like that because it just wouldn't be nice at all. All right, so now that I have that on there, I'm just gonna take this and brush the other side. That way, both sides are coated well. And these will have some nice grill marks on them. They'll be toasted nicely. I'm going to turn the back up just a little bit. That burner in the back is a little smaller, so it doesn't quite heat as well. That's the one in the front. This is a reversible grill. You can flip it over to the other side, and it's a flat, smooth surface, just like any flat top griddle would be. You can make pancakes, scrambled eggs, over easy eggs, whatever you want to do on the other side of this pan. And this side is a grill pan. You can see you'll get those nice grill marks in your meat or your bread, whatever you're putting on here, just like you would on the grill outside. But this does work better on either over an open flame or over a gas stove. Works much better on those items than it will on this electric stove. So I'll go ahead and flip these over. They're not quite toasted exactly like I want them yet, but I can always turn them back over in a minute. Let that work a little bit longer back there. But as you can see, you see the grill marks on those. You hear that? Nice and crispy. And get that nice crust on it. Just like you would if you put them under the broiler or if you put them flat side down in the skillet. Alright, the frittata is about ready to come out. Always remember when you're working with cast iron and you have a pan in the oven, always have something like this. We have this one, we have this one. Actually, we have two of each. So you can easily just take this thing and slide it right over that pan and pick it up without having to worry about burning your hands, because those skillets do get hot. Using them on the stove top, the handle will get hot, but definitely when you put them in the oven, they're going to be hot. So you want to protect your hands. Alright, yeah, look at that. Alright, so I'm going to let that side go a little bit longer. What I'm going to do is go ahead and move these down here. Just kind of shift them around. Alright, I'll go ahead and take these and move them over to the board. Because this frittata is about ready to come out of the oven, and we're ready to go. Alright, so I'm going to take this frittata out and see what it looks like. Oh, look at that. That's what you want right there. Now, normally what I would do is shred cheese, but I have this, for the sake of time, I have a bag of shredded cheese here. I'm just going to take this, put it over the top. I prefer shredding my own cheese over bag cheese any day. That way I know what's in my cheese. I'm just taking cheese and I'm shredding it. I don't have to worry about them adding this or that to it to prevent it from sticking. I don't care if it sticks, because it's going to be melting over whatever I put it on. Alright, so now like I said before, I'll just take this and I'm gonna turn the oven off and put the broiler on. I'll just put this under that broiler just for a few seconds to melt that cheese. When you put the skillet in there, keep this in your hand. Don't put this in there with the skillet. Alright, now look at that. That's what we're going for. That frittata is done. It looks good. And it's ready to slice. Ready to enjoy. Now, sometimes I'll take this and flip it over onto a plate. Sometimes I'll just take it and cut it right in the pan. Let's see what we have here. See how it's going to work out for us today. All I'm going to do is take a butter knife, go around the outside of my pan, like so, just to make sure it's not sticking. And this is a good indicator of what the bottom is going to be like. If it's sticking a lot on the side, then it's probably going to be sticking on the bottom. But that's why I tried to add that little extra oil in here right before I put it in the oven to make sure that wouldn't be a problem. But if it is, then we'll just improvise. We improvise, we adapt, we overcome, and life goes on. Let's see. Take that, do it like this, give it a flip, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Alright, well, hey, whoever said something's going to be perfect? Well, hey, guess what? It came out. There's a serving right there. We improvised, like I said. It's going to get sliced and put on a plate anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's going to be good. Alright, there you go. Here at Cooking with the Smiths, we don't do take twos and take threes. What you see is what you get. So, what we're going to do here, let's go ahead and grab a plate, slice a piece of this off, and we're going to serve it. Look at that cheese. Oh yeah. Get that there. A slice of toast. And look at that. I know the plate's kind of big. It's a little overkill for what we have here, but that's all right. It doesn't matter. And you could take this and top it with some herbs. You can top it with some sour cream. We can put some kind of sauce on it. And there you have it. It's ready to eat. Okay, so y'all know how I feel about this whole biting and chewing and all that kind of stuff in your face. I can't stand when TV chefs do that, so therefore, I don't do it. I've taken a bite. It's very good. I can't wait to dig in. Go in here and grab my wife, let her know breakfast is ready. We can start eating and have a good day. Thank you very much for watching Cooking with the Smiths. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Go to hashtag @CastIronCharlie. That's Charlie, CHARLEY. Hashtag CastIronCharlie. Follow us, see what's going on. Look at the pictures we posted on how the food truck is coming along. It's moving. We're coming along, and we're looking forward to seeing it. Looking forward to getting it done. Looking forward to seeing you guys. And as always, take care, have a good day, and stay tuned.